So you're saying the M23 are just, simply put, they are rebels in the Congo that that seem to be working with Rwanda, with Paul Kagame, is actually at least Rwanda.
There
And
is slam dunk evidence. I'm sorry to cut you off.
no
It's
worries.
not seem to be. They are working. It's the Rwandan government, the Rwanda military invading the Congo using all of those acronyms. That's the
Got
summary.
you. Okay, so these are all essentially allied rebel forces that are operating in Uganda, the Congo, and Rwanda. And the
Correct.
puppet master is the current leader of Rwanda, Paul Kagame.
Yes.
Is there
And his
an
puppet
ethnic
masters.
element? Is there an ethnic element, and how much does the U.S. and the West appear to support Rwanda? Because one of the things I saw that the protesters in the Congo were saying is they were calling out the quote unquote international community's hypocrisy. Can you explain why?
Yes. So the ethnic element is a fabricated element by the Rwanda government. In fact, when Rwanda used one of the acronyms that I mentioned to invade the Congo in the late 90s, they claimed that ethnic Tutsis in the Congo were being persecuted. And they say that these were minorities, but every ethnic group in the Congo is actually a minority. And when you think about Congolese people, you don't actually think ethnicity. So this was something that was fabricated. Now, they claim that they are fighting for the rights of Kinyarwanda speakers in the Congo, yet they went and massacred all of the Kinyarwanda speakers in the refugee camps. Now, the ethnic piece of it is a fabricated piece to justify the war. The backing of the international community is not just hypocritical, is criminal. And the reason is Rwanda and Uganda both receive military support, economic or monetary support. They are diplomatically backed by the US and the UK. Those are their primary backers, and the European Union comes following, very closely following. Now, in many times, as you said in the beginning, the M23. This isn't the first time the M23 has actually staged this rebellion and killed so many people, displaced millions of people. 10 years ago, this is their 10-year anniversary. In 2012, they did the same thing. Reports came out by UN group of experts showing that Rwandan generals, General James Kabarebe, General Charles Kayonga, and General Jack Nziza, were the leaders of the rebellion. These are Paul Kagame's direct advisors. Um, the the US mission to the UN at the time actually tried to block the report from coming out. In response to it coming out, to the report ended up being leaked. When the report came out, the US withheld aid, military aid to Rwanda, and guess how much it was? $200,000. That's all they withheld, but it created a domino effect across the world in the donor community that many countries started withholding aid from Rwanda. And as a result, Rwanda stopped backing the M23. So they went dormant for 10 years. And now, 10 years later, they're back with the same backers because there is evidence. We know, for one, that Rwandan kids are being kidnapped from schools and taken to become rebels in the Congo.
Why,
We know.
sorry to interrupt. I just want to make sure everyone's following along as we go. Why do you think now? Is there some sort of threat to Kagame's power? Why are they active again now, from what you can tell?
I think well, there's many reasons. Rwanda is struggling economically. That's one. And one of the things that subsidize Rwanda's known across Africa, and many Africans kid themselves that this is actually real and true, that it's one of the fastest growing economies on the continent. How do they grow so fast? It's subsidized by minerals that are plundered and stolen out of the Congo. And so Rwanda is looking to subsidize its economy. That's one. Secondly, Kagame is losing influence around the world and losing allies, and he's using this as leverage and a way to reconnect with his old friends, the Americans in the UK and the European Union. Right now, it doesn't seem to. It seems like it's not working that well, but the US has a law that they can actually use to hold Rwanda accountable. It's called Public Law 106456. It's the Obama law, and they can actually use it to withhold aid to a country that destabilizes the Congo. It's specific about the Congo, and the US has not used that law. So you can tell that to some extent it's working, although it's creating bad PR for Kagame, which is something that he's not used to. The other piece of it is that there's been a long-term plan to try to either annex the Congo to Rwanda and Uganda, or to balkanize the Congo. That's the term, to balkanize the Congo, to break it up into pieces. These are things that's been said and advocated for by some former U.S. ambassadors and other people in U.S. politics. The problem that they've ran into is that the Congolese people do not want that. For example, this worked out in South Sudan when Sudan was won, and there was a referendum to separate South Sudan from Sudan. That worked because the popular vote in South Sudan was, we want our own country. In the Congo, it hasn't worked because the Congolese people want a united country. So part of it, the destabilization of the Congo, one is to subsidize Kagame and his generals and his economy. The other is to continue this plan of balkanizing the Congo. It's also to facilitate the multinational companies that are plundering the Congo to continue plundering, many of them on the Toronto stock market and also on around the world in many other countries. So the access to the resources of the Congo is the cause, is the basic cause.